Papu readying into the ring, Treebird responding in kind, and we're beginning on Snake Park. Because where else would you want to go in the world's best tournament? Oh, I like these loadouts. Definitely some good coverage. It's definitely a different meta, especially since it's so much more difficult to pin your opponent down here. Look how spacious this place is. Look how much room, look how much range there is. And then you're on a snake board to boot, so you're just constantly spinning around, dancing every which way. Even when you're frozen, you have movement options. Ice chains will not be nearly as easy as they may be elsewise. Papu going in with the Chakram and Nade. Two good coverage low arms, two solid tools for Brass, but we'll have to see how they fare here. Papu going in with the Chilla and the Coolerang, which we saw a little bit of good work coming in. We're getting some good pressure rolling through, and Papu is holding onto this health lead, looking to try to prevent Tree from getting back on that snake board. But yeah, we did see that freeze came in, and it did nothing. You can't even play, you can't utilize the ice games like you would in any other stage, any other matchup. Ice arms just lose so much power. I'd actually question like how effective shock arms probably are here, because they probably do not have much potential, probably can't really do too much. Nice setup. I think that could have been a really good rush. Papu recognizing that a rush would have been really bad there. 20 seconds left on the clock. Tree needs to find a way in to start getting this pressure, to get this chase. A knockdown going in for Papu. This round looks like it's pretty much in his favor. We get the freeze, and that's definitely it. Little Tree could do. Lots of warming up still for him. Oh no, people are doing stage striking, but they're stage striking snake parks. Just different kinds of snake park. Alright, I'm liking this change up. Chakram definitely nice, but just having good left and right coverage can be really effective here, as that tribolt's gonna lend itself. Also, just being a nice stun arm can very temporarily halt movement. This tourney doesn't allow stage strikes. Well, I mean, you can stage strike snake parks. Like, you can pick Snake Park and then remove Snake Park and then put in Snake Park, and then you're good. That's how you do stage striking here. Oh, these freezes are starting to come out well. The ice arms just help so much. When you finally get that advantage, when you get that tempo, that just means you have so much more ground, so much more room to get the freeze. And then when you get it, it's so much more difficult for your opponent to respond. Seeding is also going to be a little bit of a mess. I did my best at setting up seeding, but playing on Snake Park is an entirely different game from what normally is considered ARMS. Different characters are going to work out so much better. There's a whole different meta for this. Like, people are kind of coming in with the prospect of, alright, so I might not have played Snake Park too often. What? Oh yeah, tongue twist, yes, because Snake Park, yes. Lots of snake parks. Parking snakes. But there's a lot of like, alright, coming into this, I'm going to go in with a solid base loadout. I think I know what I'm looking for just in general plays. Let's see how it rolls. And then you come in here and you're like, oh, right, no, this is Snake Park. That doesn't work here. We'll have to see if what Tree's got cooking might work out a little bit better. Especially here, like, Grad confirms good setups might not necessarily be as effective as just having a knockdown. Treebird going in with the Springtron. I definitely like the idea because it's going to be so easy to get EMPs here. There's so much space. You can try to go in for your chase against your opponent, but they can also just like space you out and just punish you really easily. Like that knockdown was... You get EMPs so free here! Alright, Papu does have the advantage. Tree gonna just look to try to play things safe. I think they were thinking of going for the EMP, but Papu ended up safely. Just the presence of Papu just kept Tree cautious and prevented him from really going for it. We do see him holding onto a solid lead though. The deflects from and that EMP from Springtron, the nade just being a solid knockdown has definitely helped out. We do see some tempo, a lot more damage coming in for Papu. Just keeping this pressure, keeping this chase going. Tree finally finding his way back on the snake board, gets the freeze, trying to go for the grab. You see that curve he had to throw out in order to get a chance at connecting. Both players ready with their rushes, looking for their chance. There's another freeze, 10 seconds left on the clock. I think this rush would be enough, but now it will not be as Papu just gets some kind of damage. You see him planning on timing out, and he's going to be able to successfully do so as Tree unable to find the damage. Snaking around the snake parks. Oh, what are we going for? Alright, we're going nade, cooler, and sticking with that. I feel like the Tri-Blast would actually be a really good pick here. Just, like, going in for knockdowns as Springtron, like, that's an EMP. That could be an EMP easily. Just your opponent staying away means you have EMP here. There's so many cases, like, it's not 100% certain, but so many of these exchanges just look like, oh, you could probably EMP here and you'll be fine. Oh, you can't rush here because your opponent's a lot safer than you think. That's another EMP. Oh, he's not going to go for it. He's just looking to try to keep that tempo, keep this pressure rolling. Papu currently holding a pretty sizable health deficit. That EMP finally going away. We get another knockdown. That's another EMP. It's so safe, especially if you consider the time that your opponent might be trying to get back onto the snake board. It just takes that much longer to get back into the game, which means you have just that much more time to get these EMPs. I think Springtron was definitely the right pick here. I don't think it was wise to throw out that rush. He has so... Oh wait, no, we've got 20 seconds left on the clock, so he's just looking to try to prevent a chain from happening, from losing out on tempo. The rush will be able to connect this time. Papu still has about 250 damage they have to successfully connect. That's going to set things up. We do get the knockdown. That's 1 second left. One more play, and it will not work out for them. Freebird will be surviving, keeping himself up and bringing the score to 1-1. Yeah, no, you know what? I love this. Just seeing Snake Park for an entire tournament might be a little tiresome, but at the same time, I love this. Like, look, Springtron is high tier now. Springtron is high tier. We've done it. We finally made him a high tier character. You just had to go to Snake Park. Snake Park is Springtron's best stage. Oh, nice rush. Even pushing the snake board away. I think he's trying to find the snake board. His blast is not going to connect as that rush will wall through it. And Tree's going to have to find his snake board again. Papu coming in close, trying to keep this pressure going. These explosive arms are so dangerous. Because every knockdown is just an EMP, and it's not easy. Or it is not hard to connect those charges. Just having that much control, having that much flexibility, and having them spread out so much just makes it so easy to line those shots up. And Papu just trying his best to stay out of harm's way. This movement is impeccable. We do see the freeze. That can't be a grab, not at that range. 23 seconds left on the clock. Thinks he sees the chance, and he's going to be able to get it. The score will be brought to 1-1. 8. And Treebird now has a chance. He's still in this, has the opportunity to be able to advance in bracket. He's just got to take Papu down one more time. You know what? I kind of want to do this at least monthly. I kind of want to do this monthly. We'll see how I'm feeling at the end of the tournament, because this is literally the first one. But this is so hype in so many ways. Alright, starting things off. Papu going to be able to get the first knockdown, just doing everything possible to prevent Tree from getting back onto the snake board. And he's doing a sizable job holding onto a good health lead as well, but there's the knockdown. He's going to choose to go on the snake board, taking away Papu's board. So now he doesn't have that option. He has to play neutral, and neutral is not an easy game to play when your opponent is just free roaming on the snake board, skating about at the speed of sound. Nice correction on his rush, just making sure that he was able to finish off the barrage without Papu covering. This round is looking just slightly in his favor. Needs another EMP to really just cement things. One or two more good knockdowns would definitely give him that chance. Papu just rush grinding right here, but he's gonna end up leaping right into a well-timed punish. EMP comes out. He does knock Tree off the snake board. And now, looking at KO range, Tree trying to generate a rush of his own that might be able to knock Papu out if he gets the full rush. 3 seconds left. Out comes his rush, and Papu going to be able to walk away with just frames of health left. Now we are heading into match point once again for Papu, looking to take Tree Bird out. We are seeing him quickly keep up this pressure, trying to keep this chase. We get a second knockdown, and he is just looking to snuff Papu here. Nice rush call out, but Snakeboard's drift is going to cause him to whiff. I think? No, he doesn't have the time because of that retraction. Papu is just struggling here though, as these arms just constantly blasting him down. Finally finding some ground. He's got the advantage again. Nice knockdown. Tree back on the snake board, looking to try to keep things rolling. Nice trapping as well on that landing, as it's just that much more difficult to catch an opponent who's landing on the snake board. There is that brief vulnerability for them. And it's not always easy to land on too, because of such a big, bulky body. Treebird is doing a phenomenal job here, just looking for one final hit. Anything will do, and it's going to be that nade coming through. 1 apiece is the score. We are now on match point. Whoever takes this will be advancing to the semifinals. Papu's putting away that cooler rain, looking for double chillas. That's just going to be good punching, good pressure. That also said, it's going to be so much more difficult to catch connect now, as yeah, those flurry rushes really just lose a lot of their tempo unless you just nudge them off as they make the turn. Nice actress aura landing, just allows enough time for Papu to bring out the shield. And this ice chain gonna quickly get things rolling. Try to find some tempo, some ground. But Papu just stayed on top of things, and gloves still the meta. You can get away from competitive, and it is still gloves for days here. There's the disarm. He's coming in. He's coming for the chase. Tree has the advantage. Out comes this rush. That's going to be an easy dodge. Oh, he thought he had the high ground, but the chill is going to reorientate his aim just well enough. So Papu does secure the knockdown and takes away Tree's rush as a result. 20 seconds left on the clock. Tree has a tough hill to climb. He has to get a handful of choice plays and punishes. If he just went for that rush on the disarm, this might be a very different story. But it looks like Papu's going to be the first to generate Rush 2, which you know he is going to press that Rush button. And timer ticks down. Papu mates will be advancing to 1. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is art. Alright, let's see, which means... What was the other side? False. The beautiful, beautiful number 8. So, let us get things set up. Snake banning is in process. Alright, we are all set, dandy, ready, and going. Snake Park. We don't even have, it's just dabble. Like, you get in, you're in the lobby, you're already set to go. There is no other stage. Nowhere else, just Snake Park. And Luna coming in with the true snake. Kid Cobra is hot, and Kid Cobra is going to show off how hot he is as we will be diving into Snake Park with Kid Cobra, Hopper, and Coolerang coming in tow. Mario will be going in with his classic Sprainman, Tribal, and Slapamander readied up. We have 2 of 3 of Kid Cobra's default arms here. Starting things off, both players holding about even, just trying to find some footing, some ground. Luna trying to pressure Mario back enough so that he can get back on that snake board. But Mario is keeping this chase going well. Out comes a nice rush, an excellent call out. This is going to be an excellent chance for him to get back on the snake board. No, he doesn't want to go on the snake board. He wants to be a footsman. Luna also wanting to be a footsman, so we just have this giant open space, a full sprawling field for these two to dance back and forth in. Mario knocked into critical. Luna trying to play things patiently, but to no avail. It will be Mario taking the first points. Rolling into the next round. Mario gonna was hesitant to jump on the snake board, hoping that he didn't have to for this trade again. But Luna's gonna start off. He wants the snake board at first, and then he'll play once he's knocked down. A nice rush call out for Mario will allow him to get 305 damage. Luna trying to find a chance to push back, and he will be able to secure the snake board as well. Another well-aimed Slamamander. That tool definitely showing off its potential. A lot of strength going on in here as it just catches those curved movements so efficiently. Alongside with that tri-ball, it is proving to be very troublesome for Luna to take on. That said, the Popper Coolerang definitely no slouch itself, as we are getting some heavy damage in. That's going to be a safe block for Luna. Mario secures himself back onto that snake board. Nice deflect with that rush. We do get some light chip, but nothing too substantial. Luna finding himself back on. We get the freeze. We get the knockdown. Mario at critical. Luna holding on to just the lightest of bleeds. It can still go either way, but it's going to be going to Luna. Score set to 1 apiece. As Luna's like, alright, yeah, maybe let's not have... just making the smart call, recognizing that Mario has a good enough fundamental understanding on foot to be able to take Luna out. So he's going to try to beat him out on the snake board game. And managing to do so in that previous round. This one's going to be so good to start off, but we do get a finals 55 slap. Mario will be able to hold fast on that board. Secures himself the lead off of that tri-bolt. Luna trying to set himself back on. He gets the knockdown, and now it is Luna's tempo. He gets the freeze. Mario looking to try to respond, but he's going to get caught by 107 damage. Luna knocked off his own snake board. Both players just constantly just like getting knocked on and off. That is going to be a whiffed rush as Luna calls it out. Nice catch with the Coolerang. And again, now it's his lead, his control. Nice use of the snake board as a barrier. We get the stun, we get the grab. Mario bringing things back. He's got to watch out for this rush. Nice movement in response will keep him alive and fighting as Luna is now knocked into critical health. Cannot take any more damage. And a trade will give Mario the first point. So, yeah, just a reminder for everybody too. Don't forget, Kid Cobra is hot. Kid Cobra is hot. Alright, Mario stepping right back in. Luna following suit. I don't think we're going to be seeing any loadout changes from either of these players. We do have the Chilla, and we've got a Toaster as their extra picks. Might be seeing at least the Chilla stepping in, and that is exactly it. With that high girth, this farm can be really dangerous on Snake Park. Definitely seeing that maybe that Coolerang was just not cool enough to get things rolling. Chilla definitely going to be a lot more consistent with its pressure, just lining up those shots and getting those knockdowns. Finally, after just barrage of pain going in on Mario's face, Luna does get the knockdown. Another grab attempt, it's going to be once again blocked out. Nice use of his movement, nice set of pressure, giving himself time to get back on the snake board as well. So now Mario's having to do the dance battle. He does get the full rush though, 295. Still, Luna at the lead, just looking for a chance to get on the snake board again. Kid Cobra's dash, his jumps just a little too wide. And Luna just like, you know what, I don't want this one anymore. I'm just gonna jump over everything and punch you. Mario just keeping up with just a flurry of punches, not even pausing to rest. Good rush here, but Mario making the right wise decision to wait on this exchange. He's looking for a way to turn things around, but the Popper is going to catch his movement. The Slapamander coming out just too wide of a curve. And Luna will be able to take the advantage in this round. Manages to stick the landing, 295 damage. Luna will be knocked into a pretty sizable health deficit and struggling to find some ground as Mario is now the snakeboard rider. And he's looking to keep Luna away. That said, gets a little too hesitant. Luna gets a quick tap, pushes him off just a singe. And then that charge popper just allowing for an easy setup for Luna. Nice line of the shot, just keeping that momentum going. Does allow Luna to respond with a solid rush of his own. And a good call out, good dodge. Will allow Luna to prevent a heavy amount of damage and not even going to be taking chip off of that. Because that could have potentially been a shield break, but just really wise movement from Luna allowed him to stay out of harm's way. We do get the knockdown. Mario quickly generating a new rush, getting himself ready. Luna responding in kind. He's just throwing out his punches. He's got the rush ready. That's going to be a safe freeze. Grab attempt coming, and 1-1 is the score. At least for how close the first one looked. Wait, no, they punch it as a 2-1. But everybody else has been a 2-0. So I'm doing solid again. I'm doing solid. All the stream matches are 1. Ooh, we did have a 2-1 with Flesh Eater. Or no, that was a 2-0. Flesh Eater taking Treebird out 2-0, which means unfortunately Treebird is out of the bracket. Fortunately, we did get to see him play, and I really like that Springtron. I hope to see more of that character in future Snake parts. Because that character definitely, Springtron looks like the kind of guy who could take the Snake Park by storm and just be the champion. Nice tempo coming in for Mario this round, keeping up this pace. Holding onto that lead, sees a nice rush chance. Luna tried to go in for the pokes, the response, making a bait, but unfortunately his bait just did not work out, and Mario was able to land the full rush regardless. Trying to keep this tempo. It is now Luna's ground. It is his control, as he's got Mario backed up against a wall with no snakeboard. Knocked into critical though, he doesn't have too much health to work with, but he's got a good rush. 285 will allow him to knock Mario into critical. And just these flurrious punches constantly working out so well for him. Oh, but that is just barely not going to be a trade. Luna thinking he had time off of that Tri-Bolt, but the Slamamander will be slamming through. Mario starts off this bout with advantage. Mario on the low ground trying to find his way in. Definitely has the arms to make this work. Tri-Bolt and Slamamander just capable of so much. Just barely whipping the shield break, but he does successfully trade with Luna, who dashes right into that slam. Now, Luna back on the snakeboard, back onto this assertion, this pressure, as Mario is just looking to box him out, and successfully doing so several times. Out comes this rush. Nice counterplay from Luna, though, anticipating it and leaping right over, staying safe and healthy. We've got the rush coming in from Luna. Mario just trying to dance every which way, looking to bait out the rush, and he's going to be able to successfully stay unscathed. We do have the freeze, and there was nothing he could do there, just trying to make every call he could. Unfortunately, Luna just a step above and a slide faster. Starting off this round, it's going to be both players again, neck to neck, quickly knocking each other off the snakeboard, trying to find their way in. Mario's got a rush ready. Luna quickly generating a new rush of his own. And with that weakened shield from Mario, I think it would be a clean shot. Nice dodge as the snakeboard going to completely nullify except for 5 points. and a solid connection. Chilla starting the chain off, Hopper following it up to keep that tempo going. Excellent timing on those two arms on something that otherwise would have been a whiff. Mario now not at critical health. He has to do a full back for recovery, and we finally see the snake board get a flip, one good leap off, and a little bit of flourish from Luna Gabs, showing off how hot Kid Cobra is here as he takes the match 2-1. Alright, let's get the next one rolling. Alright, so we've got Luna advancing to winners finals, but who's he gonna be facing off against? We've got two fabulous players. We've got False King, we've got Papu, both looking to try to take the snake board title. I might just make, yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. I feel like once a month would be a healthy tempo, a very healthy pace for this kind of thing, where it's just like you get this nice hearty break, you don't come into it too often, but it's often enough that it's still kind of there on your mind, that you're like, ah yes, the snake card tournaments. Alright, so we do see False King going in with the Chilla, with the Sparky. I want to see how the Sparky's gonna hold out. As I said before, I don't think this is a good arm for this field. It might be, like the Chilla, it might be a little more effective if you can knock your opponent down first. But having a good knockdown arm would be important too. We do see the 1-2, and now it is potentially his ground. Nice Actress Aura again. Quintel just being able to utilize that Actress Aura to slow movement down when she is landing just makes it so easy to get back on the snake board. And you saw that Cooler Rain. Oh, that's a lot of why I think it's a good arm for this stage. It doesn't get obstructed by walls nearly as much. And it's a giant tornado that just sweeps people off their feet. Even if you don't get the serious damage, it gives you the other exchange as well, which is just that huge advantage of being on the snakeboard while your opponent has to be on the run recovering, which can just be a very beneficial thing. Papu just doing a phenomenal job here, keeping up pace and just staying aware of everything False King is looking for. These two gloves just not keeping up as that Cooler Rain is just sliding by, sniping them down pretty handedly. Another solid freeze with that Chilla, and before the timer takes out, Papu going to be able to take the first points. Nice rush. It's not going to fully connect though. Just the two flurry arms, especially without one of them being chakram, just there's not enough range and not enough coverage, and the sliding from that board can easily make you miss. Out comes Papu's, and the Cooler Rain again! 240 off of that setup, just that tall pillar just being such an effective tool. Yeah, no, the meta is completely different for this game. Cooler Rain was definitely solid beforehand. I think Cooler Rain is like at least a tier higher here. And glove arms, like, definitely really good, but I wouldn't say we really have any... The gloves would... all the gloves probably go down a tier. So I think Sparky here is like a D tier arm. That Coolerang is just so terrifying because it's almost guaranteed it's gonna find its mark if you do not have your shield up. Oh, I'm learning so much here about a meta that is irrelevant to most people. Alright, let's see how things are going. Papu quickly stepping back in. I'm guessing Falsekin is taking a moment to consider his actions, consider his plans. Because that was a very confident win going in for Papu. And I know for a fact that Falsekin does not want to give up so easily. We do see the same arms, the same loadout coming in. And even the same tools in this specific bout, so I'm guessing he's just looking for a different approach, maybe taking a moment to collect himself. We'll have to see how he fares against this Coolerang Chilla combo. I like the tents. This stage is so cool! Look how detailed. I just want to look at the stage for a moment while these two are boxing. Oh! 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 Nice rush! That was good. That was good. Okay, back to... Well, okay. Character angles is... That's too much information. Let's stick with this. Yeah, look at this stage. It just... This looks like it'd be a cool place to go. I would go here. I would totally go here. Like, I love those tents. I just love how they look. Rush coming out. It will not be to any avail. It definitely looks like Falsekin has collected himself and figured out what he's really looking for. Because while I am gushing about this stage, he has set up a very confident lead here. And Papu's struggling to keep up. One more hit in, and Falsekin will be taking this first round. Just good pressure, good tempo, lots of nice damage. Oh, and you get to see the cityscape in the background? Oh, and it's just underneath a highway. That's like where these usually... That's like the stereotypical place for these. There is a skateboard park, like, not too far. Actually, no, it's pretty far away now from where I live. Where I used to live, it wasn't too far. But it was really cool. I should go there. I should learn to skate. That would be cool. I'm not going to do that. But that would be cool. Papu responding to this matchup right now. Going double Chilla, but... That's the big problem with it, is you always have that constant momentum, that consistent slide. It is so difficult to be able to make it really work. Nice rush call out, but again, we're seeing these flurries whiff. Chakram Rush is definitely a lot better, but Chakram is just so hard to utilize at this stage that it's like, if you put it on, you're using it 100% for the rush. Nice catch, nice response there. Papu able to set himself up with a little bit more tempo. He's got that rush ready, but he's gonna get frozen. Tries to bait it out, but it's gonna be a safe block for Falsekin, who's still just barely holding on to a health lead. And with this rush ready, we'll be able to claim this point, but cannot keep these hits rolling. Glove Rush is so bad here. This is worse than Coil Slide.
That's a wrap.
Just, I don't think there's there's so few rushes. There's so few exchanges where your rush just fully connects. It's always just whiffing after a while. Like, you definitely need at least one mono rush to be able to secure all of the damage. And help set tempo up for the flurry glove or flurry arm to really work out. Like, you need a mono arm rush here. Just for that good call out and good setup. I wonder if Siki or Homie might be really dangerous here. If you just get a good read, the explosion probably will just blow up the snake board. Nice shock, nice grab attempt. That snake board will not be impeding their progress. Both players again just barely holding even, neither really finding too strong of a lead. But Papu getting knocked off of the snake board. Very solid chance. And again, we're seeing that rush whiffed so much. Granted, just being able to punch your opponent down day to day's end is definitely a nice thing. Especially when you can't really aim too well. Oh, but this is going to be a nice catch-up. 295 damage. Trying to find some swing about. Out comes the rush. It's going to be a safe block. This will be a shield break. No KO from this yet, but False King just looking for one final hit. You just see this steady tempo and pace. Snakeboard. Snakeboard makes boxing easy. It just makes rushes hard. Out comes this rush. Nice block from False King. He is pretty sizably far away from the snake board. That means that Papu going to be able to snake at least one hit beforehand. I think you can actually jump with the snake board while you're shot. Maybe not. I could be very wrong. But False King is definitely getting some really good confirms with that Sparky just charged hit and following up with the grab immediately. You do need that timing if you want to be able to catch your opponent as they slide in about. Reese comes in, grabs, connects, quick knockdown, and Papu again now on advantage with the snake board, looking to try to keep this pace rolling because False King is currently holding match advantage, match point, just looking for one more win to advance to face off against Luna. We'll get the rush to 275 damage, quickly diving on. There's the freeze, trying to set something up. Papu will not be responding to that. But now we have 18 seconds left on the clock, and just False King can easily keep Papu at max distance. We do see the rush happen though. 8 seconds left on the clock. It is just a timeout. That's all False King needs. Now, I don't think Papu realizes that he's at health deficit. He does not know it. And he's gonna lose because of that. False King will be advancing 2-1 to face off against Luna. The good old health difference being just a little too short between not really being able to get the read on if you have the health lead or not. Oh, I did it! Yo! I predicted things right! We do have a couple of upsets going on in the bracket, but it looks like seeding be true because I am a brilliant mind. Seed 1 and 2 found their way to the ends of the bracket. Can't say I'm surprised. Let's see. Where are the upsets? Where are the mistakes? Papu taking Treebird out. And Flesh taking Treebird out. But that's about it. Everything else, I am a genius. I know how to seed Snake Park tournaments. Not only is this the coolest tournament around because it's Snake Park, but you're also talking to the best Snake Park tournament seeder. No one else can seed a tournament for Snake Park as well as I can. For I am the brilliantest of minds. And it looks like Luna will be having to face off against another fast and boxing character. Wintel looking to try to take Kid Cobra off of the Snake Park, dethrone him as the coolest character around. But Luna will not be does not want that to happen. Sticking with the Kid Cobra, Popper Chilla, definitely a good combo. Nice rush here, just quickly flowing. False came back, and nice aerial movement, allowing him to punish Luna, anticipating that landing. And now it's Popper with a huge health deficit. And unlike Mario and his Springman, doesn't have permacharge, so doesn't have those huge tempo advantages. And Luna's going to capitalize on that, starting off with the first point. Starting off this round, it's a quick knockdown. That Popper is so good for this stage. Just look at the coverage it allows as it's catching those upper movements. Uncharged, it is a very terrifying tool, as it's really easy to knock your opponent off the snake board. And if you get any kind of knockdowns, it's just so much more tempo lost. Nice call out from Luna. Definitely, you can see he's really warming up to the stage. He's getting this heavy damage as well. Excellent movement. He has this stage down. He has the calls rolling. False Kane has his own number though. Is looking to try to bring things back. We've got the Chilla, we've got the Sparky rolling in hot. As it's now False Kane on the snake board. Luna off the snake board. Looking for one knockdown. And again, it's the Popper that's going to carry the way through. Find that one chance. False King trying to just play this slow, build up some rush. But Luna has a rush ready of his own. And I don't think False King's rush would be enough to turn this back. Nice pressure, just making sure False King knows that it is not safe to try to get back onto that snake board. Or even approach, as this Popper just constantly in his face. Out comes this rush, we will see it properly connect. Well, not fully, but 190 damage is good. And then the rush, just a shotgun blast, as Papu, unable to recover from his whiff, will give a very clean chance for Luna to take the first point. Who would have thought Kid Cobra with a Popper would be the best for this stage? Alright, so we are diving right back in, and it looks like, yeah, we've got a light change of arms. One has been switched over for the Thunderbird. I can see that actually being a really good pick here. I'd probably say the Phoenix is going to do a better job, again, for his guaranteed knockdowns. But it's not, though. It definitely could make some work here, much like the Coolerang. And just its ease of getting that chain damage when the rush connects. That said, this Popper is still just his Popper. Nice second attempt, will be able to connect this time. Luna now on the ground, looking to try to recover, but this rush is just burning through. And Luna quickly knocked into 25% health. He does not have much to work with. And False King holding a very confident lead right now, as these gloves are just constantly coming out fierce. Luna with an excellent grab will be able to set himself back on a snake board. Out comes this rush. It will be an easy and safe block for Luna. A weakened shield though, he has to be careful. Same with Luna though, because we get the disarm. Nice movement will keep him swinging though. False King now ready with a rush. Could definitely KO. He could actually take him down with anything else as well if he just lines up the shot well. There's one chunk. There's the second chunk. And that's going to be the first point going in for False King, who is not going down without a fight. False King wants to be the coolest rider around. I could make a special title, just coolest snake around or something like that. I need to come up with a new role for this. Here comes the rush. This will not pierce the shield. Just barely though. He needs like one more chip of arm damage. Finally, there it is. Can go in for the other side now, and that might lead into another disarm. But False King going to safely recover. That said, he is at a light health deficit. He's got that rush ready. He needs to get Luna off of the snake board once again, because this is definitely Luna's content field right now. His lead, as these gloves just struggling to find their way in. Grab finally coming through. Some nice damage, and finally see that chance. But, oh, nice setup! But that range is just going to be a little too much. Luna trying to pressure onto that snake board to take False King's away. But he's going to leave himself completely vulnerable now. And False King going to be able to capitalize on this pressure. As Luna struggling without a board, gets that knockdown. Tries again, but he's going to get grabbed off. False King again, health lead. A few seconds left on the clock, and it's going to be False King balancing it out. 1 apiece.
Delicious.
Update on the lower end of brackets. Flesh Eater was able to take Mario down 2-1. And is awaiting their next opponent, either Papu or Slayer. Looks like both players going to be sticking with their arms. Definitely bigger things out there. Just this can be so much of a boxing match where it's just like you have so much safe movement. It's so easy to just punch your way through all of life's problems. But especially as long as he's focused on making sure that he's trying to punch through that popper, it becomes so much more difficult for Luna to use efficiently. As those medium weight arms are just going to do a brilliant job of just outweighing and outboxing. Luna does find the knockdown, looking for a chance to push further advantage. We both got the rush ready, looking for a chance to dish it out. False King just keeping up this pressure though. Nice shark, nice grab. Nice rush attempt. It's going to be safely blocked though. That Sparky safely outboxing that popper. Knockdown finally happens. Out comes the rush. And it's going to come out in Luna's favor. Because the popper just had that multi-pronged hit. Just some solid coverage coming in from it. I just realized the weird angles of grabs you could potentially get here. Just with that movement, with the speed that it lends itself in. Nice kick flip from Kid Cobra. We're going to see it at the opening. Out comes the rush. It's going to connect to excellent use of that deflect to give himself the landing, get on the snake board, and start off. Excellent. There it is. That's what I was talking about. That shot can be dangerous, but if you're still on your snake board, you just jump right over, and that confirm is no longer confirmed. You do get 215 damage, and again, sliding out of the way. The snake board's momentum just a little too sneaky and a little difficult to keep track of without good experience, without a good mono cover arm to really lend itself in to get that damage. Whoa, jeez, that's sleep as he gets knocked right off. Excellent rush to respond, and this round is looking very much in Luna's favor as he's got that 250 health lead. Volskin getting another rush ready. Probably going to see him throw it out, especially now that he's got that snake board. I'd actually go as far as to say it's better to do rushes when you're not on the board. Like, you maybe start the rush, but like hop off of the board eventually. Oh, and there's that snake board again, just whiffing the shot entirely. Last hit remaining for both players. Luna gonna be able to come out on top and is now holding the 2-1 advantage. Yeah, I don't think this, like, the stage gloves are still gloves. They're still absurdly powerful and still very dangerous. But yeah, I definitely see Popper being a little bit better here. Cracker would probably actually... Cracker's probably a lot more viable here. Like, granted, Popper's still better, but like, I could see Cracker making some good work. Whammer and Kablammer are probably like dead. As much as I love Whammer and Kablammer, as much as I love the Whammer, I don't think either of those arms would even have, like, it's another case of the, if you would knock your opponent down, all of a sudden it can be really good. But it's still like such an on-the-nose, on-the-point arm. Heavy arms in general? No, I could see Megaton actually being pretty decent. Lockjaw could be good with its coverage. Nice rush attempt. It is going to stick at least a little bit. 225 damage. We do see the finishing touch as Luna tries to go in for a pressure punish play. Complete whiff, but he does respond. Volskin leaving himself exposed as he tries to make a punch. And that snake board completely whiffing because of the way it slides. Volskin is holding on to a healthy lead here. It's just looking for a chance to try to close it this round out. Good knockdown will give him that chance. The nice setup, a good grab, and Volskin will be able to take this first point. We'll have to see it. Like, maybe we'll see how a heavy works in here, but I think we need to have Kumo step into the bracket to really see how it rolls. As he is the heavy weapons guy. Nice call out with the rush. Just using it to try to force False to not have that snake board. You do get a freeze. And he's just going for the grabs on all of these. Definitely a good call, definitely a good choice, as it is so hard to get more on top of these things. Get those ice chains are just so hard to aim unless your opponent is completely exposed and vulnerable. Quickly building up another rush. He has a shield breaker potentially if False has that weakened shield. But he does recover. Oh, his grab! Volskin was just not ready for that. Nice dodge, and you saw those snaky flips. Out comes his own rush, beaming right into the shield. We get the disarm, a nice knockdown. Volskin will be able to set himself up with advantage on snakeboard control. Looking to try to turn this damage around, but Luna gonna be able to punch him out. And the grab on that setup! Just recognizing exactly where Volskin was wanting to go and just being like, no, you might be able to stop a punch, but you can't stop a grab here. False King will be the leader with Rush ready, just looking for that first chance. Luna will be quickly readying up one of his own. Nice positional setup, but again, Snakeboard sliding off. Luna will be able to recover safely, and the popper does get some damage, but this time it's not going to lend itself enough to lead in. That means that this round is False King's. It's in his control, it's in his position. And he is rolling this through as Luna just trying to find some kind of ground. We do finally see a proper rush from these gloves. And the KO bringing the score to 2-2. What should the title be? What should the title be? Chat, I need ideas. What should the title be for the player who wins the Snake Park tournament? Hot Snake. Gratis Border. The Hot. I mean, it's the titles like that don't really work out. Stunt Animal, that one could be neat. This round is starting off good for False, but he's gonna lose out on that rush. Popper again just doing what Popper do. Excellent coverage, nice grab will allow Luna to start turning this tempo back in. He's got the health lead now. Nice call out on Luna. He's starting to throw out a few more grabs, just recognizing how easy it is to catch your opponent. You've got good wide coverage, nice enough spread. Nice choice of movement will allow Luna to stay away from punish potential range. He does get frozen. Nice boxing will keep him alive, and the popper catching False King on that landing. The disarm is here. Excellent movement complement of that snake board. If False King can get the full rush, this will be the KO. Or if he gets a confirm into it, sees his chance. Lines up enough damage, but not enough for the full takeout. And Luna just looking to try to power him through. Both players just punching each other in every which way. Just glove after glove. Rush is ready for Luna. If he just throws out the rush, he'll definitely hold on to that health lead. But he's got the health lead regardless, and he's looking to keep it. And his rush as well. Nice rush coming in. Luna will be able to Luna will not be able to really get anything off of that. He gets some chip damage. Manages to keep this pressure rolling, but now False King has a rush ready, looking for a chance of his own to be able to get this damage on Luna. Another excellent kickflip on that snakeboard. Fun fact, only King Cobra can do those kickflips in the air. Every other character just does like little slides. They do little puny slides. But King Cobra, when he's in the air with the snakeboard and he air dashes, you see the raddest of flips. Because he is a master of the snakeboard. The Snake Park Skater. I like that. Oh, we're gonna see False King starting to get some tempo. This is his chance. He has to be able to hold this snakeboard. He has to keep this pressure going, but Luna with the grab again! Will be taking False King out 3-2. And we'll advance to Grand Finals. Those were excellent games. And that brings us to 4 contenders. As Papu successfully takes one Slayer out. What's the score? 2-0. A little more protection. Yeah, no, it's just to look cool. There's no additional protection. There's no buff he gets there. And it's so short that it doesn't really do anything. So even if it does technically do something, it's like maybe a min-min kick flip. But like more awkward. Snake Park hotter than Kid Cobra? No, Kid Cobra is still the hottest. And he gets even hotter when he's on Snake Park. Snake Park? Snake Park. Alright, so we are going into our next battle. Papu going in with the double chillas. And Flesh Eater going in with the nade alongside the Chilla. I'm curious to see... Well, I guess it's not too surprising to see so many Twin Tails because she's just such a flexible character and it works well enough in the stage. I like the nade pick. It does lend itself to be a little bit easier to get those charged hits. It has a lot more control, which you can really use just to catch your opponent. Where a lot of these other arms might not be able to land nearly as well. Coupled up with the Chilla, we do still get to see some of those ice chains. I'm surprised to see Chilla so much. I would figure like the Bub or the Toaster would be a more popular pick, but clearly I have been proven wrong here. As everybody is looking for ice chains and Twin Tail, even Flesh Eater. Nice knockdown. Papu starting to get some more tempo. Gets a successful grab just barely away from that health lead. If he just gets the rush to stick, actually I think the chip damage enough would be good. But because of that grab, he's going to get side blasted and now Flesh will be able to walk away with that first point. And it looks like Flesh Eater going to be switching things up, recognizing how good the nade was, just going to go whole ham in. Does have to be careful of himself detonating himself. That rush can cause him a little bit of more pain and damage, but it's a definite good 290 damage there. That finishing touch is so much more important for him to land. Moving back like that is not going to work out here as Papu successfully lands that rush, but it gives, trying to approach Flesh Eater's snakeboard instead of going for his own, lends himself to getting grab punished. Nice aerial setup, but just still not high enough. Another freeze. Papu looking for a chance to come in and will be able to balance the score 1 apiece. I should make titles for all of my events. I'm just gonna make a note of that. I'll remember to do it later. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit... I could move it, try to adjust it to be more friendly for school time for a lot of people, but I'm not sure how well that'll just work out. Monday's always gonna be an awkward time for students. Health lead for Flash right now. That Boomerang is definitely just the knockbacks that it provides, that blast as well. Just, I think it's working out a little bit better than the Coolerang, and it's going to show as Flesh Eater going to be able to claim the first point. Diving right back in. There, I need to go back in. There we go. Alright. We are back right into things. We've got Double Chilla sticking on Hapu. Flesh Eater's rocking that Chilla as well, alongside with that Boomerang. The wind knockback is such a painful thing to get hit by in this stage. We saw it with the Popper, and you gotta see it with the Boomerang as well. How does it feel being the top arm streamer right now? I've been for a while, I don't really care. I just like the game. I like streaming arms. I like playing arms when I'm not in a terrible mental health state. I just like the game. I'm not worried about. I'm not focused on being the best. I'm trying my best just to make cool content. It's a small scene. Oh, nice grab attempt. Will not be able to connect here though. Nice freeze. Papa gonna go for a grab of his own and will be successful. Flesh now knocked into 30% health, and another freeze will knock him into that final chunk of health. These Chillas just coming in cool. Nice grab attempt. Excellent damage here, but there's still a little hill to... There's a pretty sizable hill to climb. Difficult matchup right now, as we've got 6 seconds left on the clock. I don't think Flesh can do anything. Finally gets one of these grabs to stick, but it's too little, too late. And Papa going to be able to claim the point. That is the one big disadvantage to Snake Park compared to other tournaments. You have to prepare for timeouts, because those will happen a lot, because it's so hard to hit your opponent. It's just absolute madness. You get that advantage and you immediately go in. You have to go in to try to get as much damage as possible. It is so hard to find the space you're looking for to really chase after your opponents. So you see a lot more boxing. You're seeing a lot more of the standard meta tactics and approach, just because it's so much easier to be able to do this than a lot of the other playstyles, a lot of the other approaches and tactics. I'd probably say stuff like Boomerang is definitely going to be more prominent if a meta actually does develop for Snake Park. But it's just, it is so hard to be able to make it work just at the exact moment, because you really have to warm up with how to play and how to respond to your foe. Nice 230 damage. Will set Flesh just barely out of contention. He definitely wants to be able to get the health lead here, because if he gets the health lead, gets the point, and then takes the next round, doesn't even have to go to a round 3. trying to fish for those high grabs. We do get that damage. Now it is on Flesh to play things safe for the last 8 seconds. Not get rushed. Nice dodge. Solid spacing. Compliments to the snake board yet again. And Flesh will be able to move into the next round with a solid health or solid rush lead as well. This is a huge rush advantage. Just giving into a really good opportunity. If Flesh can just find a way to make this work right from the get-go, we can definitely see this working out in their favor. And that is that chance. Solid 290 damage. When is the Master Mummy one? I forgot there's the Ninjara first, and that depends on when my brain is able to process things enough and line up the thoughts and the things that need to be set up enough to be able to make the bracket happen. Probably expect it in a week or two. Or expect the Ninjara one in a week or two. Papu will be able to get that rush to land, but even then, it's still Flesh Eater with the health lead. That rush just really gave him a lot of opportunity, and we're seeing him kind of charging in with this rush once again. Nice call out here. Nice bait from Papu. Will allow him to prevent serious damage from that rush, just recognizing that it's probably better just to throw out the shield, expecting him to throw out a panic rush to break out of that freeze. Knocks Flesh into critical health, but a grab and stealing the snake board in the process. 17 seconds left on the clock. Both players are near and dear on each other's health meter. If Flesh can build up enough rush, this will help. This definitely helps. I think this is it. If he just gets his damage in, back up. No, it's going to be Papu walking away as he doesn't get enough chip damage. And the score is 1-1. Yo, that's a great KK slider. He's just like sliding so far. Alright, let's head into the last bout between these two. Yeah, this tournament's crawling. In its defense, this is Snake Park. And this is such a difficult bout. It's so hard to be aggressive here. It's sad that Slosh wasn't able to make it. He got mixed up on the days. It happens. We'll probably see him in a future one. I've definitely seen him compete in these before, and he is a very contentious, a very prominent snakeboarder. He could definitely take one of these brackets. Nice callouts from Flesh, just recognizing what Papu was looking for and successfully catching him out. This is a good stage for grabs as well because you're so safe. You can just go in for net coverages, and yeah, wide grabs especially can be really bad here. You do not have the preparation to respond. Well, you'll see Slush take a swing at things in the future. I'm sure of it. Nice freeze for Papu. Gives himself a little bit of ground. Gets additional damage. No ice chain rolling, but his damage definitely helping out a little bit. And even at close range, it's so hard to find your way in because the snake board's just another wall, and if you whip it, your opponent just has a free chance to punish. But yeah, this is definitely a game about grabs right here. Just knowing when to call out a grab, when your opponent is just left in a state where they're just kind of left in turbulent motion, really lends itself in. And Flesh definitely demonstrating that he's figuring out a little bit more of what the meta is, what you can do here. And he's starting to counterplay Papu and is holding contention with match advantage. How comes this rush? A quick opener. It's not going to be anything too severe. Just some chip damage and back to rush generation, which could be arguably beneficial if that chip damage is important enough later down the road. Papu with the Coolerang looking for more ice chains and looking to respond to that boomerang with their own curved tool. This rush will be able to get 55 damage plus some chip damage there, but nothing beyond. And in the time it took for him to throw it out, Flesh Eater's got another rush ready, and he's trying to go in for this chase, looking for a setup. But Papu is quickly generating another rush of his own, and an excellent call out on Papu sliding over to the slide. This rush will properly connect to 250 damage. This round is so in Flesh Eater's advantage, but now we've got that freeze. He's going back. He's looking for the safer snake board. More than willing to let Papu take control of the field here, because it just means that he still has that health lead, and as long as he's playing...
October 27th is when the
What the heck is... Alright. Nice break out of freeze. Good parry choices, but this is still Flesh's pretty much. He has to make a call, and it's not going to work out. That will be it. One more grab for the final smack, and Flesh Eater will make a surprising comeback, taking Papu out and advancing to comeback finals. Okay, this is what was actually supposed to happen.
Making the part. Good luck, Papu.
Best of luck to Papu, but unfortunately that luck was not enough, as he gets knocked out. It's a little too late, I guess, yeah. Flesh Eater was able to take Papu Mates out 2-1, as that was the comeback semifinals, and we're now heading into the finals. Yeah, this is loser semis. Loser semis is best of 3. Oh! I know what's going on. Wait, is it? No, yeah, it's set up right. Best of 3, best of 3. Yep, it was all set up right. So now we're in loser finals. Flesh Eater will be bringing things all the way back after an unfortunate first bout against False King, and is looking for revenge. What the heck did I get? I got a... Oh great, I got a loot crate! Look at my loot crate! Jor, you gave me a loot crate, thank you! I'll open it and inside will be spam. There were probably just commons in there. But thank you! Alright, we are coming into the comeback finals. Both players now... That first round was definitely them figuring things out. Flesh unable to take False King down before, but now we're seeing two players who are a lot more seasoned, a lot more aware. They have game plans, they have their strategies, and Flesh's is looking a little clean right now as he starts off with that health lead, snapping False King off of the snake board and starting off with control. False King sees a nice chance for the rush. He is going to be able to secure a decent amount of damage. No finishing touch, which is unfortunate, but you don't really need it. You'll live. You'll live. Nice rush coming in from Flesh Eater, though. Gets 250 damage. And now, again, holding on to that health lead, looking to keep this pace. False King trying to find some ground back. But he's just getting called out by Flesh. It seems the Flesh has learned this meta maybe just a little bit more, and he's just looking to try to hold things out against that boxing glove. We are definitely seeing this Boomerang become more and more prominent and powerful. Flesh just about ready with another rush. Volscain has such a hill to climb. I don't think he's going to make any big plays here. Just recognize... Yeah, at this point, it's over. There is nothing that can be going. Flesh Eater choosing to go for the rush. He wanted the kill. He just wanted the kill. Nah! He screams out as he charges out the rush, leaps in, and takes Volscain out. It does mean he's going to be at rush deficit, though. Gives False a little bit more control, a little bit better chance to be able to make this work. That said, Rush doesn't do nearly as much damage. It is really those just 8 base and pure hits. And 2 charged Boomerangs will allow Flesh Eater to start off with the health lead. A third one coming in. Yeah, most of these are going to be timeouts because of how difficult it is to hit your opponent. Especially when you're used to the much more grounded reality of like every other stage. It is incredibly difficult to just find your shots and really read them out because movement is so much more different. It's like trying to play basketball on the moon. That kind of idea. Like, things that might be true in other cases are very, very not true. And then other things that might not look true, they are super true. Super true. Oh, almost gets it all, but he does get a decent 230. This round definitely looking much more in Volscain's favor. That rush at the previous round looking like it was going to be a very costly mistake that Flesh ended up making. We do see the freeze, trying to go in for a little bit more. Flesh whiffing the grab, Volscain safely dodging out of the way. We get the rush ready, and we're going to be moving into this next round. This time we do see both players coming in ready with rush. I believe Flesh Eater has decided to make the call to switch his sides, which means that it might be more aptly designed to try to counterplay how Volscain has been responding. Those muscle movements that he's been throwing out to this point. Nice catch with the rush, 235, will allow him to take the health lead. Volscain's rush can definitely balance things out though, and you can see Flesh Eater is trying to be careful. Nice dodge, nice slide. We'll keep him on the snake board. And he doesn't take too much damage off of that either. It does mean that Volscain is now at health deficit. Nice ice chain, successful grab, and this is definitely Flesh Eater's round all of a sudden. He's just looking for a few more choice pokes to really just cement this round. Rush is ready now for Flesh, looking for another chance. This is an excellent case. Look, that was almost 300 damage. Flesh is warming up so much on what he needs to do. He is figuring out how to ride the snake board. He is, if it's not Luna, I'm feeling like Flesh is the one who's gonna be rising to the top. Like, these movements are just supreme. As he's really just making the right calls, making a lot of right reads, and is going to be able to claim the right points. Flesh Eater will be starting after getting 2-0'd by Volscain at the start of this tournament. Flesh Eater will be starting off with the first set advantage and putting Volscain at back heel. We're seeing adaptation from Flesh that you're not seeing it. I don't think like beyond Luna, I don't think I've seen any of these players really adapting the way that Flesh Eater has been in this bracket. He's recognizing things that work a little bit better. He's responding more in kind to how the stage works, and it's just he's getting some really good plays off of that. Nice pressure from False King. He's gonna hold that snake board back, prevent Flesh from being able to recover. And this is definitely a very important strategy for him because it's looking more and more like Flesh Eater knows what he's doing on the snake board, more so than False. So as long as he can keep him off that board, this is definitely much more likely to work out for him. Finally, a knockdown off of that boomerang. Rush coming in will be a full connection as they're both grounded, 285 damage. Flesh Eater finally finding his way on the snake board, but with such a health deficit, it's not going to be easy to bring things back. Nice 190 on the rush will allow a little bit more ground, a little bit more of a chance though. Nice grab attempts, but unfortunately for him, Falskin's starting to become a little more wise to those setups as well. Gets the grab punished, and this first point will be going to them. Like, look at the background. I like the little house there too. It's probably like a washroom little station. Out comes the rush. This will be a shield break, but he's not able to, he barely manages to get anything off of it. Oh, but this is going to be a solid recovery for False King as that snake board constantly just jumbling every which way. Will be holding on to just the slightest of health deficits. He needs one good trade, one good hit to be able to take this back in the lead. False King is generating a very strong rush, and when that comes out, it could easily take out another 200, 300 health. Especially with him being on the ground, it'll be so much easier to aim. Just looking for that shot. We got the freeze, trying to bait something out. That's going to be a lot of shield pressure, but it's no shield break, and he's going to get boomerang right out of there. Flesh Eater will be coming out on top of that exchange, and again, Sparky's starting to struggle more and more the deeper we go into this bracket. I'm definitely really showing just my concern with it as an ARM in this stage. Definitely, I'd probably say it would be better for him to go double chill it just so we can at least get those ice chains, because those shocks just do not last long enough. And if the snake board it works well enough as a barrier. That's going to be the lead. False King has it, and he's going to choose to throw out the rush. Definitely a good choice to make there. That's going to balance the score to 1 apiece. Sparky definitely can do good stuff, but just like it's hard enough to get the grab confirms on standard matches and stages. You come into Snake Park and all of a sudden there's just that much more in the way. Your opponent falls behind the snake board. The snake board was on high ground. Now you're not able to grab them because there's a snake board blocking your path. We do see a Popper stepping in for Flesh Eater and actually switches over to the Coolerang. I feel like the Boomerang was a better pick. It's just an effective tool at knocking False out, but we are going fully back into the Ice Chain meta. Nice block there, nice movements will keep him out. But False King definitely still just a lot more confidence, still very on top with these ice chains. Just really effective pressure. Nice call out with this rush here as Flesh Eater trying to bait something out and just not able to get the play they were looking for. Oh, that looked like it was going to be an easy block, but no, Flesh Eater kept his focus honed in, got 270 damage. But this is still very much False King's. And he's definitely warmed up. You trying to box him out just... I don't think that's the right call. We do see the Coolerang stepping in This will be Ice Chain City. Freezing all over the place. Whoever gets the first freeze might have a serious lead or control. Could potentially use it for a nice bait out on that rush. Players just desperately looking for their first opening. Sees his chance, but it's going to be blocked out, and actually gives Flesh Eater rush off of that. Sees his chance, it's going to be another block off in response. Almost lands the grab, but the snakeboard is going to be eating that one right up. False King now holding the health lead, holding tempo, gets frozen, grab attempt, snakeboard again. Safely blocking because of it being such a high body right there. Tries to go for the far curve with the cooler, and it's going to allow False King to land the grab regardless. He's got the rush ready too. This might be a quick turnaround to be his favor. If Flesh Eater cannot find a way to recover, out comes this rush, and that is going to be it. False King now holding on to that 2-1 advantage. Flesh Eater had something rolling in that first set, but he's lost it. And now he's trying to figure something out again, and maybe that experimentation's putting him at a bit more of a disadvantage. That boomerang worked really well, and like what we saw there, like Ice Chains do work in certain contexts, but there's a lot of times and places where it's just not the right answer, it's not the right call. I feel like I can understand why everybody's going with the ice arms, but I feel like it's an easy call that's not really as effective as everybody thinks. I think once you start to warm up more on the meta, you'll probably start seeing less of the shock, less of the freezes, just because of how many ways this environment can just counterplay those mechanics. Boomerang coming back on the field. We do have a Tri-Blast as well. I can see that being a nice pick. Didn't even give the popper a go. That said, it might not be the easiest thing to utilize a light arm in these exchanges. False King going to be starting off with the health lead, just boxing Flesh Eater out, making sure that he stays off that snakeboard, which just makes it that much easier to get these rushes. Still only 225 damage though, missing that essential finishing touch. Nice knockback that does set Flesh with a little bit more tempo, a little bit more control. But he's so eager to get back on that snakeboard, and False King going to be more than ready to punish him just with a good old double punch barrage. False just looking to keep this pace and tempo again. You really have to know what you're doing to counterplay these gloves, because just keeping up any kind of boxing pace is just overwhelming. Especially when you're using slow recovering arms like the chill, like the boomerang here. Just means that it's so safe for False just to keep up these punches, keep overwhelming its opponents. And now we are on match advantage. False King's boxing patterns just carrying him through. We've got Tri-Blast and Chilla. I actually would like to see. I feel like the better call would have been the Tri-Blast and Boomerang. That could have led to so much coverage. That said, it's even worse against that boxing, but again, if you're focusing too hard on boxing on snakeboards, you're probably going to end up losing out a lot more than you'd like. Because boxing is just so hard to do when your opponent and you are just sliding around like spaghetti on an ice rink. Tri-Blast has definitely allowed Flesh Eater to hold onto a health lead. Has a little bit of tempo and control, trying to generate some rush. False King, though, throwing out his own barrage, is definitely getting much faster rush generation. And is going to be able to reassert a health lead as well. This might be it. If he can just land this rush, we might be seeing our advancer to Grand Finals. And that attempt at vengeance that Flesh was looking for might fall to dust. We do get the rush to come out. 270 damage. That spread will be enough to allow the not fully charged hit. False King keeping up this pace, looking to just throw out these gloves once again. And Flesh Eater trying to find some answer. Even at this range, though, that's going to be a good 245 damage. And I think that's it now. Unless Flesh can get a knockdown and a grab. But misses the 3 chances he had, and that is it. That grab will not do enough damage anymore. False King will be advancing 3-1 to face off against Luna Gavs.
Victoire.
And now we are here with Grand Finals. Luna Gavs coming in against False King yet again. Who will be taking this tournament? Who will be walking away with the new title that I'll give later when I get around to it? Who will be the first champion of the Snake Park Tournament Series? I mean, technically speaking, this isn't the first Snake Park only tournament I've run. This is, what, 3rd, 4th? But at least in terms of like the Scrapstar series and Scrapstar special stuff, this is definitely the first time I've done it. It's been a long break, and I'm glad to be back as we are diving right in with Luna going right back in with the Kid Cobra, looking to show off how hot this snake is and demonstrate the power of this hopper. False Kingdom or sticking to the Chilla, sticking to the Sparky. Just, it is still that very much base meta of I'm just gonna box everything down, I'm gonna punch everything down, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's just good strategy. And in a lot of cases, no, you cannot box it down because there's just so many gloves and so much pressure. But if you're Luna Gavs, if you're playing patiently, you can just slide around like that. Kid Cobra has like surprisingly a lot more amount of control as well on the snake board too, utilizing those charged dashes. Definitely like one of the best characters to use on the snake board. And it's gonna be Luna taking that first point. Getting some good advantage. That was definitely a good start. Doesn't look like either player wants to trade off their arms. Off of that, Luna definitely going to be sticking with this popper with the Chilla. So it's all down to how each player is responding, how they're catching each other out. Nice rush will not be able to successfully connect. Luna going to get pushed off of his snake board, but he has plenty enough time to recover, especially when that popper is covering him out like a bro. And it's going to allow him to just hold out on this health lead and continue to chip down, burn away at False King's health, who's feeling some true tension, true pressure. Tries to go in for the block. This isn't going to be a shield break. Not able to line up the camera enough, but that is a very weakened arm. We do see the freeze. False King going to try to go in, and getting caught by that popper. Nice call out. The rush gonna get stolen away again. The popper just so effective in this stage because you're always locked into some kind of movement and you just forget that that shield button is there. And one more call. That is one excellent slap. Did you notice how the snake board kind of like glitched? That was beautiful. Oh, good old arms. I believe in you, Flesh. Next time you got this. Just, the snakeboard was like, no, you can't leap off of me. You must stay on me while you're doing your cool stick moves. Look at this movement that Luna is throwing out with Kikobra as well, just staying a difficult target. But only can last so long when you've got False King right up in your grill as he's punching out everything that Luna is throwing. Gets a nice rush. We're going to see Luna knock just above 25% health. This round looking to be much more in his favor, especially with that disarm. Getting Luna now critical health. With 50 seconds left on the clock, there's still a lot of time for things to turn around. But as we've seen, this is... When you have the health lead here, you just... Especially Twin Tail. Especially when it's Twin Tail. If you get the health lead, it's just... the over. Because you're slowing time down while moving at the speed of sound. And it just makes it so difficult to respond. Nice rush here, and we, again, seen why that popper is so effective. As it allows him to start getting that flurry and then just fix his camera up while False King's getting launched in the air, finish up his chain of punches, and just continues to get that pressure going. Where the gloves would have been a very clean whiff there. This round, is this round a perfect? This round is looking like a perfect for Luna right now, as he is out snaking False. That rush will not, that was an excellent call, but it's not going to work out. We get the freeze trying to bait out a rush. False King now at final frame of health, looking to just get any kind of damage against Luna, who is just dancing around on the ground and will be sliding by with a perfect. Heading into our next round, just an excellent second round going in for Luna, just really demonstrating he knows what he's doing as Kid Cobra. He knows what he's looking for in this matchup, and he knows how to take advantage of that snake board. And again, one more demonstrating, Chilla does not work here. This is not a good stage for Chilla. It's so, especially against a more seasoned veteran player, a player who knows what they're doing. You get shocked, it takes a moment, but then you just hop before your opponent can go for the grab. Just like that again, and he's just losing out on a lot of chances, a lot of good plays. We do see the freeze. This might be a chance, but Luna going to be able to just punch around and through that barrage. After those two whiffs, I could still see False King wanting to stick with the Chillas, but I feel like that was just a good enough example of just what can go wrong when you're working with Chillas here. Luna holding onto that lead. That was another good setup for a grab. Just like excellent coverage on these options is really lending themselves for Luna to be able to keep this pressure going. He knocks False King down, another 120 damage, and this round is looking pretty set. He's just gonna go for chip damage, force False King to sit things back. He's not even gonna, he's just gonna take the timeout. Give himself a little more time to think about things. Sparky Chilla's signature loadouts are cool, but do remember that signature loadouts don't always work. My signature loadout is Nade Funchuck. How often do you see me use that nowadays? It has an absurd amount of weaknesses, and especially against a lot of opponents, it doesn't pan out. It's important to be able... it's good to have a signature loadout. It's great to have your opening toolkit. But it's also very important for you to be able to recognize when your signature load toolkit is not working. Luna's switching things up. We've got a fun chunk on the field, and this is a good place for this arm as well. Just so much parry functionality. Like you see, just look at him parrying through all of False King's punches. Overall, he isn't going to be able to make that parrying work out. False King holding onto the light lead. But it is still good vertical coverage. It's still proving to be a nice little fear factor for False King, trying to bait out the rush once again, but that grab is just going to get caught by the board. But like, look at, they're just getting stopped by the fun chunk. This rush will cleanly come in. Nice 275 damage. This could be a shield break. It's not going to be, but it gets close. But we do see it happen just a few moments later. And again, we are seeing like a lot of what I was talking about, where it's just your signature loadout can work, but if you want a signature loadout, you have to be able to learn and recognize when your signature loadout is not going to do you a signature win. We do have Luna getting knocked low. We've got a good hit opportunity. He does manage to make things work. Most top players these days have a signature loadout and then quickly switch away from it once they notice what's going on. Some will stick with it, but generally only if they see that it's working out for them. Oh, the double glove's going to be able to work things out well for False King. It definitely looks like Luna's just experimenting. He's trying out different toolkits. He knows the Chilla Popper works, and he wants to see if he can take things out a little bit further. Gave False King able to take advantage of the Fun Chuck Popper combo. How will he fare against Fun Chuck Chilla, where it's just so much more boxing, so much more medium weight, much more of a flurry of punches, just coming in fast from both ends. He's going to be False ready with the rush first, sees his chance. He's going to be able to nearly knock out Luna, but still just a little ways away. Tries to go for the grab, grounded and not on the snake board. This time the Sparky will connect. And Luna's greed will lend himself to getting knocked down. This will not be a clean 3-0 sweep for Luna. But yeah, you see it with a lot of players. Twin 5-0 is another really good example of like, his loadout is very hard to beat, but if you're one of the people who know how to beat it, he immediately switches, because if he just tries to stick with it, it will not work out for him. Alright, heading into this next one. That nade not going to be nearly as effective at boxing as the Chilla, but having an explosive arm alongside when you charge it up could be very effective, very dangerous. That said, he's got to be able to get on that snake board. He's got to be able to knock False King out first to be able to make things roll. We got the rush ready. False King quickly just looking to deal and burn through this health meter. Luna just above kill contention. Luna just looking to try to keep this pressure going. He's got a good health lead. No real reason to throw out the rush yet, especially with the timer ticking down and Luna just struggling to find ground. Sees the chance. It is going to be a connection. 150 damage. Doesn't get the nade to stick. And False King going to find another chance to get back on that snake board and knocks Luna into critical. I don't think False is, he might have adapted a bit, but this looks more like Luna's changed his arms and they're easier for False King to respond to. It doesn't look like he's adapted, more so that he's just got better matchup. Because he's doing the same stuff that he's been doing every other case. It's just, it's working now because Luna is changing up his arms. have to see if that's the case here as Luna switching back to the Popperchilla. He's got that rush advantage as well, and he quickly chooses to throw it out, gets the shield break. You do not see many shield breaks here. Trying to just find a way onto the snake board, finally successful. But again, Luna just popping him down and just throwing out his own boxing barrage. We do see False King readying up with his own rush, looking for a chance to get things going. But Luna gonna safely dodge out of the way, only taking a quick couple of chips and keeping False King off the snake board. Nice call out here. False King just unable to respond in time. Gets quickly overwhelmed. And if you're looking for like a case set point on my example of what I mean, it's like as soon as Luna goes back to the chill, it goes back to the popper. Like look at this round. All of a sudden it looked so good for False King before, and now we've got these arms back on the field. Luna's gonna take it. False King now has a rush. He can set himself up for a second point. He can get the lead and play things safe from there. But that is a quickly weakened shield. Sees his chance to respond though as he just barely slides by. An essential call out will allow him to recover as well as get that health bleed and damage on Lunagabs. Luna's still just doing a phenomenal job of dodging. Gets caught by that shock. He's not on the ground, so he's going to be able to safely recover without getting grabbed. And another rush is readying up. False King's got this lead. He's got this tempo. He's got the freeze. He's looking to keep this chain going. He just needs one last hit, and it becomes 2 apiece for the score. False King looking for one more win to get the bracket resets. If False King can find this, we do have one more best of 5, one more party collection of Snake Park rounds to go. But if Luna finds his way around, this could definitely turn into his tournament. Can close this out. Only time will tell what our fate is as False King sticking with his arms. Luna going in with the Popperchilla once again. Starting things off, it's going to be Luna with the health lead. That charge popper getting just a secure 120 damage and putting False King so far away from his snake board, he has to find his way back in. Definitely some good movement opportunities, some good options, and he does successfully land a grab, looking for his chance back on the snake board. Luna just looking for a chance of his own, gets the rush out. We do get 215 damage, but with him suspended in the air like that, it is an easy target for Luna to respond. Gets that rush, and now it's trying to get back on that snake board without getting caught, and compliments of Actress Aura, he will be able to do so. False King again, throwing out just a barrage, punch after punch after punch, looking for his way in, looking for some damage, looking to assert this lead, keep this going. Now that he's got it, he can also get lots of chip damage or just throw out that rush. That thing deals just a solid amount of damage. One advantage here too is just while you lose out on a little bit of damage on rushes just because they're not the easiest to stick, throwing in a boxing style does also lend itself to getting you solid rush generation. Just barely holding on to the lead, looking to keep this going, but that hit is not going to be enough as he gets one more trade. And Luna will be knocked down. Match advantage going in for False King. First hit, it's going to be that freeze, trying to keep this pressure going. Luna looking for a chance to get back on, but the snake board going to lead into a safe recovery. Volscain just looking to try to keep this pace, looking to dance around on the board himself. Out comes this rush. It's going to be a clean connection, but the range is too deep. And now it's Volscain trying to play keep away with Luna Snakeboard. Keep him pushed back and away. With a couple of chip hits going in, and it's going to be Volscain knocking Luna down. Does give him the chance to get back on that Snakeboard though, but he's closing in that distance. Grab almost connects, but the Snakeboard slide going to help him just stay out of harm's way. Not even going to go for a play there. Grab will not connect. Volscain again holding onto that lead. We've got 40 seconds left on the clock. Volscain looking to try to time Luna out here. We get another freeze. We get another setup. Out comes the rush. Nice dodge, but he's not going to be able to get anything off of it. Neither player will. We get the charged popper. 25% health to go. Volscain looking to try to play this patiently, trying to play this safe, trying to get back on the Snakeboard. If he stays back too long, it might be an easy case for Luna to be able to hit him down. But his patient play is paying off. This is an easy rush. Luna will keep himself alive. He will stay fighting. And now we might now be on tournament point. One more point for either player. If Volscain gets this, we will be going into the bracket reset. We will be resuming. If Luna is able to keep this pressure rolling, if he's able to overcome this rush advantage, this will be the tournament, and we will be closing things out. Starting things off, we do get the rush, 205 damage. Trying to get something off of that again, but look at that, just awkward movement. You cannot follow up with the Sparky very well here unless your opponent is already grounded. That's already a disadvantaged position. Sometimes it's nice to go in with the win more loadout, but in a lot of cases, like, you don't want to be win more, you just want to be able to try to make the win happen. There's a shock, not going to be able to follow up, but here's a good rush. Volscain will be able to get the lead. He's going to play keep away once again, especially with a full healthy arm set. Luna knocked into critical. Knocks Volscain back. He's just looking to get this chase going, but leaves himself completely open. And because of that, Volscain will bring the bracket resets. Both players brought down to a new best of 5.
Fantastic.
Luna unable to keep things going. It definitely looks like this pressure is just wearing him out. Volscain just keeping up this pace. He's just keeping up the barrage of punches, and just Luna losing his tempo, losing what he's really working with. We are starting to see a couple of changes coming in. More in line with things that I was kind of talking about, going into something like a toaster, something that's going to be a little bit more faster at boxing and just has a guaranteed knockdown instead of those ice chains. As knockdowns can be super dangerous on the stage. Quick recovery, gets the shock, but he's gonna whiff and actually gets grabbed as punishment for his whiff. This is now starting off in Luna's contention. Nice dodge, but it's not going to be enough as the camera lines right back in, and 225 damage later. Luna at health disadvantage. Bringing it back though, 310. That is our first 300 damage on the Snake Park, I do believe. And Luna just struggling to respond to this new change of arms. This boxing, just the coverage that this is providing is so much more efficient and dangerous for him. Quick start in for Luna. Quick first hit, going for the grab, but it's not going to be anything successful. These Tri-Blasts getting poked down by that Sparky. These gloves just covering him out so well. Out comes the rush. It is going to be a start, but nothing on top. And now Luna will respond again, completely whiffing as you see him slide all the way off to the side. This round, again, getting that advantage, getting that lead definitely helps him out a lot as he's now got that freeze. He's looking to try and get the grab. Luna knocked into 30% health, just a bit away from being critical. That rush could potentially KO. It definitely can now. I don't think False King wants to throw it out just yet, though. As he's got Luna on the ropes, there's a chance for the rush. Takes him off the snake board, but that's about it. And it's going to be a trade knocking Luna down. I do see what False is looking for here, where it's mostly just recognizing that, like, it's hard to aim. So if your aim's already low, just going for a pure numbers game and being like, well, if I can't aim, I'll just throw everything out, and the more punches there are, the more likely it will be. Something will eventually connect. It's definitely a solid strategy, and it's given himself so much advantage. Nice, easy rush generation, good chances to make these plays. But we do see, again, because of these flurries, because of these, he's just, both players completely sliding out of left field here. Nobody is allowed to get high damage with these arms. Just constantly whipping and sliding about. Currently holding onto a light health lead and rush advantage as well, but False King's barrage just giving himself the chance to bring things back. Out comes this rush. It's going to be a heavy whiff as Luna tunnels into that corner. False King not even going to try to go for the punish there, anticipating bad times ahead. He does recover. He's on the snake board, but he's going to quickly get blasted down. This Tri-Blast Toaster definitely causing him a little bit of trouble. And again, like, you see good damage off of this rush, but that rush is still following suit in that strategy of just generating so many hits, so many attacks, eventually hoping that something will work. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. False King will be, or Luna will be starting off with match advantage, claiming the first point. Four-player free-for-all. Well, the problem with that Flesh is you still only get 2 snake boards. Like, Snake Park works well for larger bouts when no people are using the snake board. But if anybody uses a snake board, like, even in a triangle battle, there's only one snake board that pops up at the middle of it. So it's like, this is a little awkward. It's a weird one to work with, but it also works really well in the right context. Got a couple of solid hits. False King straight off with the health lead. Nice damage going in for False King, who's keeping this chase going. Luna with a nice rush, doesn't get anything off of it. The snake boards acting out as a perfect shield. Nice call out with this block. It could have been a shield break, but he does get the knockdown regardless. Luna's Tri-Blast will poke through though, and now it's Luna on that snake board, back on the chase, back in advantage as False King is trying to find this ground. He's definitely a little surprised by these explosions, just not used to them anymore. You're not used to them again after a short while, just straight up facing Chillas, Poppers, Coolerains, and Boomerangs. One final hit is all False King is looking to avoid. He's got that magic pixel, and you see he's trying to play things safe. The snake board just carried him through, dodging all of those hits. And I will consume a ghost pepper chip. Oh yeah, they've gone stale by now. They are very stale. Ah, that's a spicy meatball. Oh, that's a spicy meatball. Nice grab. Good grab. Luna gonna be able to balance up that health difference. Oh, he thought he had it confirmed there, but that was not charged. And a beautiful landing from Luna, where Volskin will allow him to get some rush damage while landing on the snake board. Unfortunately, that also means he whiffs the finishing touch. Ooh. Still too hot out. Volskin holding onto that lead, looking to try to just keep this going. But he does get knocked into critical. Both players ready with rush, looking for their chance. False King needs to be able to throw this out. He needs to be able to get some kind of punish. But it's going to be Luna punishing first. And there's nothing he could do there. Luna will be bringing things back to a 2-0 advantage. False King once again looking for a clean bracket reset in order to take this. Pulse did try to punish with the rush. He exploded. And then the other case, he was just probably not ready with the trigger. But yeah, we're seeing this Toaster than Tri-Blast combo just working out so much better. Just much more solid spread, much better pressure. And it's just making it so much more difficult for him to contend with, as it's allowing Luna to more safely recover and get back into pressure. Cobra dancing around. He's not going to be able to get any damage off of all that movement. False King will be the one to just keep holding this lead. He needs to be able to keep this going, because as soon as Luna has a chance to bring things around, this could easily become tournament point here. That rush will fully connect. Luna staying nice and low to the ground to be able to make sure that he just doesn't have any of his hits interrupted. Volskin still holding on to a light lead, and on that snake board can help him out in just dodging out of the way of these attacks. He's looking to keep this pace going. Trying to call out Luna's positioning, but that bumper stadium just giving Luna a little bit more range. Not enough to stay out of harm's way though. Rest generation just about ready for both parties. Luna at critical and going to fall. No, yeah, this song is very banger. It's delicious. Fantastic track. Please don't make me associate with him. I get it, you might find it funny. I do not like him. Do not even, just, no. Don't even, like, I would especially not like if he's coming in pretending to be somebody else. Like, no. Out comes this rush. It's going to be a safe block, safe evade for False King, complement of that snake board. And this round is working out super well for him. He's looking for another point, or his first point, and this is setting tempo for being able to get that. Virus. Alright, getting back into things. We do have... No! No, we're not getting back into things. We are now done with things. As Luna's going to land one more grab. That closes things out. The 3-0 sweep on the bracket reset will be going to Luna, who will be our victor for this Snake Park tournament. And with that, we are all set and done. Thank you all so much for participating. Congratulations to Luna for taking the brackets. Nice work on False King's end, making it as far as he did, getting that bracket reset, Flesh Eater, making it all the way to comeback finals. Just phenomenal plays from everybody. I'll check with Luna to see if he wants to do like an exhibition match against me. Alright, so looks like we are going to be doing that exhibition match. He's down for things. And I'm fine making a ring. So this will be a duel between me and Luna. Let me get this set up. Let me pick my arms. What do I want to bring here? I think I'll just stick with this loadout. Alright. We set. We dance. Alright, let me see if I can make things work here. Going for the chase, going for the wide grabs. Having armor makes this even easier too, because boxing doesn't work nearly as well. No. No. Mechanica. Whoa! Slap, please. I'm the M. Bison of arms! Fear me in my overpowered brutality! Power overwhelming! I don't need perfects, I'm M. Bison. I've got the beef to dish out. Ah, here we go. Hydra, Phoenix, Toaster. Toaster. Now we're speaking my language. The language I don't like. You have to speak my language. But I don't like it when you speak my language. Get back on the snakeboard. You were there. Don't roll. Stay on. No. Embracing! Secret boss unlocked. What just popped up? Nothing. The same things that were already on the screen popped up. If no, it's snakeboard, please. And Bison Supreme! Alright, we're done here. The secret boss did her dance. She dabs. Yes. I'm dabbing.